just had a look through my fridge and come across some blueberries that have been in my fridge for probably a week or so, which I'd completely forgotten about. I've gone through most of them actually are okay, so I've given them a quick wash and I thought, well, what can I do with them to use them up before they go out of date and go bad rather than out of date. So I'm going to quickly make some blueberry muffins. You could obviously put in any other fruit that you wanted with this, so you could maybe try it with raspberries, you could try it blackberries or strawberries that you wash and chop up as well. So to do this, I've put the oven on and preheated it to 180 fan or gas mark 6. I've also got some cupcake or muffin tins here. I don't need to line these with paper cake cases because they're silicone, but if you've got just a normal tin at home, then you need to put some paper cases in. If you're using cupcake cases rather than muffin cases, you'll probably get a few more out of the mix than I will. I'm expecting that this will probably make somewhere between 6 and 12 muffins, but we'll see how we go down on this. So in a bowl I've got 100 grams, it could be butter, it could be block margarine. I'm actually using soft margarine like Stork in this today, and 140 grams of caster sugar. If you've got any other type of sugar, you could try it in there. I wouldn't use demerara. First thing I'm going to do is whisk these together until the butter, margarine, or in this case Stork, goes cream together, so it will go a little bit lighter and a bit fluffier. So this has gone just a little bit lighter in colour now, and the sugar and the fat has been incorporated together. To that I'm going to add 2, I'm going to put it on the side of there because it's not a sharp enough edge on the bowl to crack the egg. I'm going to crack in 2 eggs, and then obviously as I've handled raw egg, I'm going to put the shells in the bin and I'm going to quickly wash my hands. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give these eggs a whisk just for a moment or two, maybe about 20 seconds. So that is everything combined in there. And now to this I'm going to add 150 mils or grams of natural yoghurt, which is the whole of this container. Just try and get it all out and use it up. A bit in the bottom there. To that I'm also going to add a teaspoon if it's vanilla essence, but as this is vanilla extract I won't quite add a teaspoon, I'll just add probably about 1/4 teaspoon because it's quite a strong flavour, and then 2 tablespoons of milk, which is 30 ml milk, goes in. I'm going to give that another quick whisk. Now this looks really sloppy now and it doesn't look like it's going to do what I want it to do, but it will be fine, I promise you, as soon as you add the next ingredient. Now you could use plain flour. I don't have a lot of plain flour in at the moment, so I'm using self-raising flour, but if you were using plain flour you would add probably a teaspoon of baking powder as well as a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. So with self-raising flour I'm not going to add the additional baking powder because self-raising flour has baking powder added. But I have got here 250 grams of self-raising flour, and to that I'm just going to quickly Get the yoghurt off that spoon, otherwise that will get the bicarbonate of soda wet. So 250 grams of self-raising flour and 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. If you're using plain flour, then it would be 250 grams of plain flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. In that goes. Now instead of whisking at this stage, I am going to fold this in or stir it in using a metal spoon, and again, like we've done before, in a figure of 8 motion. Now with muffins it doesn't matter quite so much, it's not like a sponge where you want to try and keep as much air in as possible. This will still combine, and you want to, like we did with the banana and chocolate chip muffins, stop just before you think you should. So this then, I'm going to add about 125 grams of blueberries that I've washed. Like I said, they really were not looking very happy. They'd come to the end of their life, so they definitely needed to be used up in the next day or two. And then I've also got a lemon, which again doesn't look very happy for itself, so I'm going to use the zest in this as well. And I'm just going to grate, I've washed it and it's an unwaxed lemon, so there's no wax on it. And I'm just going to add some of the lemon zest in just to give it a bit of an extra flavour in the muffins. It really is not very happy, this lemon, because it's quite hard to zest. In the back of the grater. Lovely. Again, I'm just going to stir this around. Now, one of the things that might happen with this recipe is that the blueberries might sink to the bottom as they cook, so I'm aware this might happen. It's okay, to be honest, as long as there's some fruit in there. It should be quite nice flavour to it. Then I'm going to get my tin and I'm going to take about a tablespoon of mixture into each muffin container. It should just about come to the top. Bear in mind that muffins do rise a little bit because the bicarb, and if you're using the baking powder because you're using plain flour, will help it to rise a little bit, but it won't rise in quite the same way that, for example, a sponge would rise. So these go into the cases. And because the, oh dear, that's annoying, because the bicarbonate of soda works quite quickly, you do want these to go into the oven quite quickly. And now a couple of these are just a little bit lighter with mix than others, so I should go back in a minute. I'll just finish those off. Well, it's gone all nice and spongy, this mixture, already, so hopefully that will be nice, and that's a bit less. There we go, and that's pretty much it. These then are going to go into the oven, and they're going to go in at 180 fan, gas mark 6, for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to turn the temperature down to 160 fan, gas mark 4, and then they will cook for about another 15 or so minutes. So I'm going to pop those into the oven now. So the muffins were in the oven, and I put them in for 5 minutes at the higher temperature, then turned the temperature down to 160, which was gas mark 4, or 180 if it wasn't a fan assisted electric oven, and I gave them about 20 minutes, and actually, because they were quite soft and tender on the inside when I touched them lightly with a little finger, with a clean finger on the top, I left them in the oven for just an extra 5 minutes with the oven turned off, so no extra sort of heat added, but just using a bit of the heat as the oven cooled down. They've got a lovely golden brown colour. You can certainly see the fruit. I love to see blueberries when they explode in dishes and that, so I think it's quite nice. Because I've used the silicone moulds, They will come out, obviously if you've got paper cases, you'll take your paper cases out, but you can see they're nice on the bottom. They're very, very gentle, they're very tender, so you'll need to treat these quite gently, but hopefully you'll enjoy these. They've got a lovely crust on the top. Hopefully they should be very tasty when you get around to making them. Thank you.